Motherhood is hard, and in this episode, I'm going to talk about how things changed, at least for me, when I had kids. I'm Tiffany Bakke of The Self-Motivated Child, and often moms think that, or perhaps feel when they see a video like on YouTube, like me, that we have it all together, or maybe we don't struggle. And so this episode's going to be a little bit different. This is about how motherhood changed me. So initially when I had my children, I stayed home, but then when my children were 3 and 5, I went back to work. And I really struggled with trying to be a great mom and trying to be great at my job. And I found that some things had to give, even though I was trying really hard to be a good mom. I felt like I was failing. And here I had just gone back to work after staying home for 6 years. And so I was really trying to be a good employee. And I finally came to realize that whenever I left work, things had to be done. Even if they weren't done to the caliber that I wanted, or there were still a million things to do, I had to end my day because I needed to go and be a mom for a little bit. And so finding that balance was really hard for me. And I do want to point out, when I was struggling with going back to work, and I see a lot of moms do this, my one friend said something to me that really stuck with me all this time. She said, "I'm a better mother because I work." She said, "I love my son, but I need a break, and I don't want to be with him 24/7. I can't handle that. So I go to work, and when I come home, I can give him 100% of myself." So that's just a different perspective to take. Before I had kids, a lot of my time was me time or time with my spouse, but I didn't really have to think about what me time was. And when I had kids, I had to build it into my schedule or write it down to say, I'm going to take 5 minutes here and just drink a coffee, or I'm going to read this chapter, and just everything's going to sit for a little bit because I need a break. I didn't realize how important that was and how much I needed that. And I had to learn to cherish 5 minutes here or there, where maybe I wasn't getting away from my kids, but it was just me saying, okay, my kids are gonna watch TV for a little bit, or they're playing in their room for 5 minutes. I'm gonna take 5 minutes for me and really enjoy it. The next thing I learned was my house will never be super clean. I am a neat freak, and I want everything in its place. It just doesn't happen with kids. My house is tidy, yes, but dusting and mopping and vacuuming are some things that just aren't done as frequently as I would like. I have a dog. My house is always full of dog fur. And yes, my children help, but when you have children and dogs, there's always going to be a little bit of a mess. That's just life. And even when they do clean up, there's always a Hot Wheels car that I find on the couch, or Legos strewn about from a Lego battle. And I've just come to realize that I need to embrace a little bit of the mess while my kids are little, because it's showing that we are living life. Next, there's no such thing as a mom who has it all together. I think sometimes my friends think that I have it all together, but I'm just playing to my strengths. I know a lot about teaching, and I know a lot about child development and what kids need. So I play to that strength, but I struggle just like others in other areas. And then last, friends Friends take energy. I had kids before two of my best friends, and at the end of the day, when I had a break, I just didn't want to talk on the phone. I didn't want to socialize. And my friends were really great in understanding that I would come back when I had more me time. And a couple of years later, the roles have switched, and now my kids are 13 and 10, and my friends have preschoolers, and at the end of the day, they're just tired. And I say, I know in a couple of years when you have a break, we'll talk more. What we do every once in a while is we force ourselves to schedule a Zoom like coffee chat or happy hour, and we give ourselves 30 minutes to talk and have a glass of wine or drink a cup of coffee, and that's what we do. Motherhood changes you, but instead of sometimes getting caught in the negativity of the exhaustion and not having the me time and wishing you had more help and wishing your house was cleaner, it really does go by in a blink of an eye. And so try to embrace the changes because it's life.
If you like what you have seen so far, be sure to subscribe to my channel. In the meantime, follow me on Facebook at Tiffany Bakke.